Let's take a look at Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers on Nintendo. For those of you who don't know, the Rescue Rangers was a hit animated series from Disney that spanned from 1989 to 1993. It was one of my favorite cartoons when I was about 7 or 8, and even to this day, I still find it entertaining. The show focused on repackaged versions of Disney's classic characters Chip and Dale, as well as 3 new characters, Gadget, Monterey Jack, and Zippo. The 5 joined forces as a group of detectives dedicated to solving crimes around the city, even though they wouldn't get any credit for it, considering they're just ordinary rodents in the eyes of humans. Since I was such a huge fan of the series, you know I was psyched when I heard about a Rescue Rangers game on Nintendo. Plus it was developed by Capcom, so there was no way you could go wrong with this. The game itself was a pretty basic action-adventure platform. You run around collecting various items, primarily flower icons. After obtaining 100 flowers, a 1-up star floats by, which will give you an extra life if you grab it. You also collect stars. Every 20th star you find will also give you an extra life. You can take up to 3 hits. The hearts on top of the screen displays how many hits you can still take. If you grab an acorn, a heart will be added to your health bar if you need it. There's a pretty decent amount of enemies based off characters from the TV show. Not that all of the enemies are from the show. To defeat these enemies, you'll have to pick up objects and toss them at them. Most of the time you're throwing boxes, and these are some freaking small boxes considering these guys are chipmunks. If you hold down on the D-pad while holding a box, you'll hide inside it, and most enemies will die if they run into you. You'll lose your box, but there are plenty of them. I wonder if this is where Hideo Kojima got the idea for the hide-in-the-box trick in the Metal Gear Solid series years later. The controls in this game are great. Your character movements are nice and crisp. The graphics are also well done. Chip and Dale both look like their cartoon counterparts. The backgrounds look good, there's a lot of subtle details, and the animations are pretty smooth. Capcom always has good music, and they did a pretty good job with the theme song, but the original songs in this game for the most part aren't very memorable, although the final level in the game has a sweet tune. Don't get me wrong though, the songs are okay, they're not repetitive or anything, they just sound like they were rushed, and as a result, they're kind of boring and lack melody. So, if you play the 1-player mode, you control either Chip or Dale, whichever you choose. In the 2-player mode, both players control Chip and Dale simultaneously, which is cool because you don't have to wait for your buddy to die before you get your chance, but there are its disadvantages as well. For one thing, you have to keep pace with each other, so pitfalls are dangerous, as you might accidentally drag your partner down a hole if you're not on the same page. You can also clunk each other in the head with your boxes, which temporarily stuns your character, and makes him a sitting duck for enemies. The other 3 Rescue Rangers make appearances as well. Gadget will give you hints between levels, Zipper gives you temporary invincibility, and Monterey Jack plows through fences for no other reason than to give him something to do. In between every level, you get this little bonus stage where you run around picking up boxes to uncover stars, flowers, and sometimes 1-ups. Okay, so the game looks like fun. Let's play this sucker. Now, for the walkthrough portion, I'm going to play the 1-player mode, just because it's easier to showcase the game that way. So the premise of the story is actually based off the show's first episode. A little girl lost her kitten, and it's up to the Rangers to find it. The first level is real easy. The mechanical dogs and robotic mice are both easy to kill. The one part of the level you might have some trouble with are these broken parts of the wire you walk on. The charge of electricity passes back and forth and can be a distraction while you're trying to fend off enemies. It's not too hard, but a bit of a nuisance. The first boss is real easy to beat too. All the boss battles give you this red ball to use as a weapon. Just throw it straight up at the, well, I guess it's the head of this robot thing. Meanwhile, avoid the slow-moving miniature lightning bolts it fires. After defeating the boss and completing the bonus stage, you get the cutscene where the Rescue Rangers' arch-nemesis Fat Cat tells you that the lost kitten was just a diversion so he could kidnap Gadget. Well, that sucks. Now you gotta go rescue her. And the whole lost kitten part goes unexplained as well. Did you find it? Or was it all bullshit from the start? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. After you complete each level and take care of the bonus stage, you get a map screen that lets you choose which level you want to take on next, kinda like in Super Mario Bros. 3. From here, I recommend going through Zone B as opposed to both A and C, but we'll go through all the levels here. First, let's check out Zone A. This level's up on a tree, and it's really short and sweet. Take out the green worms by throwing the boxes up from underneath or squat down and fire straight if they're in front of you. If you don't hold down, the boxes will sail right over them. When climbing the tree, always have a box with you. These flying squirrels can be tricky, but are easy to fend off if you hide in the box. The boss of this level is an owl who attacks by discarding its deadly feathers at you. The feathers are slow and easy to avoid, simply throw the ball straight up underneath it or across when it swoops down. After beating this level, Gadget contacts you through a wireless phone she hooked up while Fat Cat wasn't looking. She'll give you hints between every level for the rest of the game. On to Zone C. Well, we're in a library. Wait, why the hell can't I pick up these flowers? Well, I can when I jump into them, so I guess there's a game flow while picking up flowers that are directly level with you. Anyway, you get some kangaroos here that fire tennis balls at you. They take 2 hits, but you can run around all the ones at the beginning. When you start climbing up these books, be sure to bring a box, because they only give you one to fight this kangaroo. And you have to time it just right. Throw the box as you jump, then pick up the other box right away and use it. There's no boss in this level. You go through a door and that's it. If you don't want to bother with Zones A and C, then you'll have to go through the kitchen in Zone B. What the hell's with this bear? 3 green balls just pop out of his chest and he goes flying. Oh, looks like he's using a gun that's much too powerful for him. Just keep your distance from him and you're all set. While trying to avoid falling into the hot pan, stand still to let this gray flying thing level off with you and jump over it when it charges. If you move too fast, you'll probably collide with it. The boss is an alien spaceship that fires weird little creatures at you called Earth Burgles. If you've never seen the episode where this came from, then don't worry about why they're called Earth Burgles. Anyway, get away from the Earth Burgles and throw the ball at the spaceship when it's right above you or directly in front of you. Don't bother trying when it's 2 levels up, you'll just collide with it. Okay, so no matter which path you chose to take, you have to go through Zone D next. What the hell is this, a fancy kennel? All these poor dogs have been drugged too, look at how happy they look. Oh, wait, never mind, it's just a toy store. For a second I thought this was the most morbid stage in NES history. Anyway, there's these boxes that just come to life and stop bouncing. They're easy to run underneath, but they pop up when you get real close to them. They're a darker shade of brown than all the normal boxes, so be sure to keep your eyes open when picking up boxes. Look at these rabbits, they're actually trying to pull the carpet from underneath you. And then once you take a different route to avoid them, they run away like a bunch of pussies. Get over here, you little fucker. I just want to smash your face in with a wooden box. Iron balls come rolling along, and you don't want to keep hopping over them, so you gotta throw boxes at the switches to shut them off. The boss is this toy robot that fires confetti in the air and scatters down at you. It comes down real slowly, so position yourself carefully between it, and throw the ball anywhere between his stomach and chest to take him out. It's pretty pointless to go to Zone E when you can just head straight to Zone F. But if you want to get more extra lives for insurance, or you just want to explore, then do it up. If you see a pair of eyes peering out of any of these bushes, then get a box ready to hide in, because these big-ass beetles pop out and come after you. You can get that 1-up star up there by killing this bouncing box and squeeze your way through. Make sure you don't let the star get off screen, because you can't go back. You ride this boat across the water, which is a waste of time, because there's nothing to fight here. And then you hammer through the stone wall, which is also a waste of time, but I guess they wanted to give you something else to do. One cool thing though is that you get to use this hammer as a weapon without losing it. Yeah, screw you, you fake boxes. The boss of this level is this ugly ass fish that fires electricity underwater. The electrical patterns aren't too predictable, but they're not exactly random either. Just avoid them and throw the ball straight up at them.